Hello and welcome. We're going a little bit of far field here to talk about anime dub translations. Look, we're going to tie it all back together, okay? I just need you to bear with me for a second. There's a manga which has movies and a show called Lovely Complex. As also Wikipedia said there's like drama CDs and stuff. The anime was licensed to Discotek Media, okay? Who published it in subbed form many years ago and is working on a dub right now. This show apparently is pretty popular with its audience. It's some people like I've been reading a lot of discourse on Twitter. I've seen people use like beloved. Um, Completely passed under the radar for me, man. When this was coming out in like 2007, this was not my jam. I had other things going on. Now, where it gets interesting is with the dub. This person here, who I've never heard of until now, like I'm just being honest with you, you're going on a journey with me here. You're going on a journey. This person, Jello Apocalypse, was paid to write the script for the dub. It helps that most of the accurate character portrayal in the sub is comprised of weird inconsistent characteristics that never amount to anything, yada yada yada. And it's just like, at the end, it's kind of like, we changed a lot of stuff. It seems like if I'm being paid to translate something, I would be translating it, a little bit faithfully to try to preserve the author's intent because I'm the translator and not the writer. This is like case number 287,000 of something like this happening. Usually, the people who are doing the translations are not dumb enough to then brag about how they have fundamentally changed and altered the series. The creators, or I guess this is Discotek, so the publishers in English, is like, hey, the English version was made with the supervision and approval of the show's original producers, dubs, punch-up comedy, and smoother rough patches, yada yada yada. Anyone expecting fealty to the Japanese dialogue should be watching the subtitles, and not our dub. However, they are disappointed at this individual, this person right here, and their lack of professional discretion will not work with them in the future. Okay, sure, punch-up comedy and smooth over rough patches, that's fine, because yes, there are jokes that just don't make sense once you translate them out of their original language. There's that like old Babylonian joke that gets used as an example, where like a dog walks into a bar and orders a beer or whatever. Like, yeah, some jokes just don't make funny outside of their original context, their original language. But you probably shouldn't be fundamentally altering your characters. If Jimmy Joe Bob is not behaving like Jimmy Joe Bob, then I'm not really watching the show that has Jimmy Joe Bob in it. Am I? Nope. Dub writer, we made the show good because it sucked. Dude. However, this was the most interesting thing I saw. So apparently the final episode, the mangaka shows up and yada yada. And they apparently took that out. I mean, just imagine you're watching like the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s, right? And you get to the episode that's supposed to have Stan Lee in it and they take Stan Lee out. What do you have left of that episode? Like nothing. You got like a minute of like Madam Web talking and then you just roll credits. It's wild. Sometimes creative liberties in the script changes produce things that are kind of interesting or kind of memorable because they're so bad and goofy, like the infamous Pokemon Jelly Donut line. Or if you go back to like Final Fantasy games in the 90s, you Spoony Bard, the changes to Final Fantasy VI. But those changes don't really fundamentally alter the characters or the plot or the interactions. They're just like changing some goofy stuff that kind of stands out because it literally is that kind of goofy. Man, yeah, people who played Final Fantasy games in the 90s and that I talked to on the internet in the late 90s, early 2000s, like they like to make fun of Ted Woolsey's Final Fantasy scripts, but honestly, I kind of like them. They're just goofy fun, bro. And the heart of the characters is all still present. This sounds like the heart of the characters has been ripped out and just kind of thrown away. So now I'm kind of interested. I saw that there's like a whole lot of volumes of this manga. Well, I guess that hitting end was not the correct thing to do. Episodes. Here we go. Here's the Tankobon volumes. So there's like 17 of these things. That seems like a pretty big read. So I probably won't take that up and give it a try, but man, it sure is tempting. It's not hard if you're somebody who has been given like a role where you're the caretaker of a property, where you have to translate it, transmit it respectfully and completely to an audience. Like, that's not a hard thing to do. You just have to want to do it. Anyway, you all take care of yourselves. You have a great one. I had to get this out of my system because I've been thinking about this since I first saw it late last night and just had to say something. You all take care. Bye bye.